Shalom, Apostle Harkman back at you with this truth, and I'm going to be real quick with this. I'm going to talk about the U.S. national debt and how we talk about the debt being almost $20 trillion. It's 19,946,945,800, and it keeps going. The numbers are moving, but that's the U.S. debt. But what people don't look at, what's really hurting this place, is the liabilities of this country, or of this corporation. You have a U.S. federal budget deficit. That's over $5 trillion. Then you have Social Security liability. That means future payments. That means you gotta pay that. Over $5.5 trillion. You got Medicare liability, 27, almost 28 trillion. You got U.S. unfunded liabilities, 104 trillion, or over 104 trillion. Then you have liability per taxpayer. So if you're a taxpayer, your share of the debt is 874,000. So if you got 874,000 sitting around, all of you taxpayers, you can make this country great again. Donald Trump is not going to make this country great again with these numbers. Now he's talking about setting up a tariff against China. And a tariff is when you heavily tax and export. If China's exporting a particular thing to the U.S., he can put a 20%, 25% tariff on it, which is a tax. But then but other countries can turn around and put a tariff on any U.S. exports. See, what made America great after World War II was the fact that they had no competition, because Germany was bombed out, England was bombed out, and Germany was making all this quality stuff that England and the U.S. couldn't compete with. So the way you become great financially, you become a great manufacturing country, and you become rich from exporting your products to other nations, where you have to get rid of the competition. Your competition is Germany, well, really China and other countries. But China's like up there. Anyway, I just showed you the U.S. debt clock, but I showed you the liability. Those are the numbers that you have to worry about. And Trump can't bring those numbers down. He's going to try to bring those numbers down by cutting Medicaid, cutting welfare, cutting Section 8, cutting food stamps. He's going to cut a lot of things, but that's still not going to work. And it takes years to switch everything over, so to speak. So I mean, he can try, but he's going to fail. And I'm just telling you the truth. Anyway, it says here in Habakkuk 2 verse 5, it says, Ye also, because ye transgress by wine, he is a proud man, Neither he's drunk off of his own juice. Neither keepeth, he's a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlarges his desire as hell and is as death, and cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people. It says in the 4th verse, behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him, but the just, the Israelites, the elected Israel shall live by their faith. And that's what we're going to live by, our faith in Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. Through the book, through the scriptures. 6th verse. Shall not all these take up a parable against him, and a taunting proverbs against him, and say, woe to him that increases that which is not his. You stole that which is not his. You stole everything. How long? And to him that ladeth himself with thick clay. And when you click on that word clay, the Hebrew word there is abatyat, which means a depth, heavy depth. Shall they not rise up suddenly? These are the other nations that shall bite thee, and awake that shall vex thee, and thou shalt be for booties unto them, because thou hast spoiled many nations. All the remnant of the people shall spoil thee, even your European allies, because of men's blood, and for the violence of the land, of the city, and of all that dwell therein. Woe to him that covereth an evil covetousness to his house, that he may set his nest on high. That's your space program. That he may be delivered from the power of the evil, of evil. Excuse me. Now you're saying, well, the space program was, done away with. No, because now you're working with the Russians, and ultimately you're going to go to war with the Russians. Anyway, with that, I'm going to say, Shalom. 2017 is going to be a turbulent year. Shalom.